must hear our voices. The world must hear our songs. The world must hear the truth as we keep marching on. We never can rest silent beneath the rocket's roar. We must sing our songs of freedom for now and evermore.
Welcome to Voices of Change, a project of Community Shares. Community Shares raises money and awareness for Tennessee nonprofit organizations working for progressive social change. Our show seeks to inform you about our member groups and other issues related to progressive social change. My name is Shelley Wascom, and I'm your host, and I'm very happy to have as my guests today Cera Smith and Teresa Underwood, who are here with the Humane Society of the Tennessee Valley. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Now, I bet most people know what you do, but just in case there's someone who doesn't, can you tell us a little bit about the Humane Society of the Tennessee Valley?
Yes, so we were founded in 1885 as the county intake shelter, and so we've been in the community for a really long time. We actually became the Humane Society of the Tennessee Valley in 1996. That's when we changed our name. And then we decided to start trying to end the euthanasia of adoptable animals in the year 2001. And so initially, our mission was just to do exactly that, end the euthanasia of adoptable animals. But about 2 years ago, we recognized that we didn't really have a measurable way to do that. So we changed it to say in East Tennessee by the year 2025, because we wanted to have an area of effect and a deadline. Now, East Tennessee is represented by 33 counties. So our goal is to get all of those counties to end the euthanasia of the adoptable animals in their county. And so our goal is actually to be a resource to those communities. We do that in several different ways. So at our shelter, we actually have programs like our volunteer program, our education program. We have a low-cost spay and neuter vet clinic, which is really awesome. So what we do is we take all of the information we've learned through building these programs to all of these shelters as they need it, to help with teaching them how to run an education program or teaching them answering questions about a volunteer program, making sure that they know they have access to a spay and neuter, or if they don't, maybe trying to work out a transport plan. We've done that with several counties in the past. So our goal is to educate and to help spread our mission as far as possible so we can save more lives here in Tennessee, which is really incredible.
And I think this is a question people have had, so I'll ask this quickly, that you think this is a doable mission, right? This
Yes.
is something that can be done, because it always has felt like there's just so many animals. How can you say, nobody wants to euthanize animals, and I realize there's some that are sick and stuff, but how is it possible?
So it is absolutely possible. One of the number one ways to help with this mission is to adopt pets and to spay and neuter pets. And so when you look at those two pieces of the puzzle, you make a huge impact. Most of the time what you're going to hear, if you just go online and search it, you'll see that there's a huge number, right, for euthanasia. But the truth is, right, that number is only a small portion. It's 2.4 million, so it sounds awful, but 5 years ago, that number was 9 million.
Wow.
In 5 years, spaying and neutering pets and adopting pets has saved 7 million animals annually.
Wow.
And that's incredible, right? So that's the part that we really want people to understand and learn, because yes, that number sounds negative, the 2.4, but the truth is that it's actually such a positive number, and each person who starts to be a part of our programs and starts to be a part of our mission makes a difference for that.
That's
so
incredible.
Yeah, it's really, truly inspiring.
So I interrupted you, but tell us a little bit about some of your programs.
Yes. So first off, we have our volunteer program, which is, of course, the one I run. So it's a little easier for me to talk about. We have just over 1,100 volunteers that help us at our facility, which is incredible. So we have volunteers who help us in every aspect of what we do. They help with adoptions. They help with spay and neuter. They help with pretty much everything. On the floor, they work with the animals. We have exercise programs. What's really cool is those 1,100 volunteers last year donated over 13,000 hours to our facility. Like, really amazing just opportunity to see that the people of Knoxville want us to be, you know, the organization that spreads our mission, which is to end the euthanasia. You know, they really want to be a part of that, and that's truly incredible. Another one of our programs is our education program. We actually visited 9 schools here in the area in our last fiscal year and helped to teach students, like the next generation, how to take care of and be a part of ending the euthanasia of adoptable animals, how to take care of animals, how to greet animals, how to greet strange animals that you don't know, you know. So that was really incredible. Kids are like one of the most inspiring things I've ever seen. So watching their eyes light up with the mission is really incredible. And then we also have our low-cost spay and neuter clinic, which is amazing. The ability to offer low-income households or people who maybe have hit hard times the ability to take care of their pet is awesome. I think the reason spay and neuter is so close to my heart is because so many families come in and they go, oh, I'm not going to spay or neuter my dog. It's not important. It's expensive. It's optional. I don't know. There's so many reasons people give you to not. But when you spay and neuter your pet, you increase their lifespan by 3 to 5 years on average. Every person I've ever met, their pet is their best friend. You can't convince me otherwise. I've seen them. They all share their dinner with their pets. They all go to the movies with their pets. They do all sorts of fun things with their pets. So it makes a difference for your pet's health to have them spayed and neutered. And that's really the message that we want people to know is it's healthier for your pet. It's better for you and your family. So we encourage people and offer low-cost spay and neuter opportunities for the people who may not be able to afford it, which is really incredible.
That is, and that's a wonderful thing to be able to offer. And my hope is that down the road that governments will also see the benefit to this and would offer free spaying and neutering, you know, because I just think, and I know we're not there yet, but I think in terms of the cost, and most governments, I mean, Knoxville has a shelter that they spend a lot of money on, and it's like if you really could see the value in offering spay and neuter services, then you really could save money in the long run and save animals.
Absolutely.
And get the ones that, and then people can adopt as well. So.
Right, absolutely. And of course, for anybody who's interested in any of these programs, you can always check out our website, humanesocietytennessee.org. There's a ton of information on how you can help out your local shelter, not just our shelter, so that wherever you are, you can be a part of the mission to end euthanasia of adoptable animals here in East Tennessee.
And one thing I just want to throw out and mention that for folks that can't maybe do regular volunteering, I know I have gone before that you have a room with older cats in it, I think, that's pretty much almost always available, that a person could go in, they could, you know, play with some cats, they can get used to it, and maybe they're saying, oh, I can't volunteer right now, but it's a way to give back a little bit to some older cats, and then, you know, feel your way around and see if maybe you might want to volunteer down the road.
Yes, absolutely. It's a great way to kind of introduce yourself. You can also do one-time volunteering at some of our larger events and just see how you feel about that. And I've actually designed our volunteer program to be incredibly flexible for people who don't want to do something so scheduled. So even if you think you may only have 2 hours once a month and you just want to drop in, or if you're one of those people who's like, I'm on my way home, I'd like to go snuggle a cat, you can absolutely do that. So yes, it's a great way to kind of dip your toe in the water and see if it's for you.
Well, you mentioned volunteering at events, and I know that Teresa is going to tell us you have an event coming up. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I can. It's our 24th annual Bark in the Park, this year after dark. It is our largest fundraiser, so we are funded totally by donations, by grants, and by money we bring in from events. So we're 100% funded by that. We don't have any backup. And so it's really important that we have this event. It's not just a fundraiser, though. It's a great time for families and kids to get together, and dogs especially, to bring their families and kids down to have a good time. It's educational. We have demonstrations going on. We have different events going on, like contest. What kind of contest? You tell me a little more about that.
We have a costume contest. So we have 3 different categories for our costume contest. We have a spooky one, we have a volunteer UT one, and then we have I Want to Be Famous. So you can dress your pet up to fit one of those categories, which is super cool. We have a peanut butter lick off, which is where people put peanut butter on their face and the animals lick it off. First dog wins. And we also have a coolest trick contest, so whoever's got the most talent
Sure.
So.
I mean, again, we
Where
also have
is it?
educational.
Sorry, where is it going to be?
It's going to be, first of all, it's going to be on October 6th
Uh-huh.
at Lakeshore Park from 5 to 9 p.m.
Oh, okay.
So I'm trying to think of some other great things we have going on there. We'll have a lot of vendors. We are inviting shelters from all 33 counties to attend. So
We are going to have the really cool dog radar.
Yeah.
So we actually have some park rangers, right?
The park rangers,
Park
yes.
rangers. They're bringing in a speed gun that you normally use on cars.
Oh, right.
And so what we're going to do is we have a pen set up where dogs can run across, and we're going to get their speed, and we have certificates printed up to give people that certify their dog's speed from Bark in the Park. So that'll be really fun.
Sure, and
Oh,
we have a
that's
big
great.
dog lure where the dogs get to chase the lure
Yes.
around. I hear that was a really big hit last year, so bring your dog back for that. And again, like I said, educational stuff. So we'll have the canines there, we'll have animal control there, and the park rangers, just to get people aware of what we do, how we do it, and have a good time.
And
But-
who were some of the bigger organizations that helped to make this
Yeah.
event work this year?
Sure. Our sponsor is Grayson Subaru. Pilot is involved this year. We have Regal. We're working on closing that one out, and Caldwell Bankers, so at Pinnacle Bank. So many. I didn't bring my list, but we will be getting that all out there, later.
And people, you can bring your dog,
Yes.
right? But if you don't have a dog, it's still a fun thing to come to.
It's still a fun thing, and be sure when you bring your dog that your dog is absolutely leashed. They must be leashed when you bring your dog.
Yeah, that's a lot of dogs.
That's a lot of dogs.
A lot of dogs.
And there's things for children to do. We've got, some of the bouncy house stuff. We have Paw Patrol is going to be there from 6:30 to 7:30. So plan accordingly. I know that's going to bring a big crowd. We have food trucks. We have some adult beverages as well. So I think we've about covered a lot of things at this event.
It's after dark. I mean, it's not quite dark when it starts,
Right.
but so are there big lights there? How are you?
Yes, so we are setting up some lights, I know.
Yeah, there's lights around the ground, and in the center part, we're going to be at the Marble Hall area, and we're the first big event they've had there before. But the dark's going to be kind of dusk, and it's more about a tribute, so we can talk about some of our experiences with adoptions, with spays, with rescues, like we just did recently in Campbell County when we helped with that. So I don't think it's going to be super dark when we leave, but it's going to be close. We've got some fun plans for after dark.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah.
And they can learn more about this on your website.
Yes.
Which we have on the screen, humanesocietytennessee.org.
Yes.
So, and it's October 6th.
October 6th.
So I know that y'all do a lot of events, and I know this is a fundraiser for you, but it sounds like it's also an educational event, right? I mean,
Yes.
that you're really trying to get the word out about what you do.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely. We want to encourage people to really learn more about being the organization that we are and spreading our mission across East Tennessee, because each individual who learns just a little bit more about what we do helps to really get us there. So
Which will help us get to be euthanasia free.
Absolutely. And I think the best thing is, hearing from you today about what you're doing, I already knew a lot about what you were doing, but the idea that there really is a plan and that we really can become euthanasia free in East Tennessee. And then once in East Tennessee, then we can move on to
Right.
the rest of the state. So,
absolutely.
Exactly.
well, thank you all so much for being here. We're totally out of time, so I appreciate you being here. Learn more at the website. Thanks again.
Thank
Come
you.
see us at Bark.
And the world must hear our voices. The world must hear our songs. The world must hear the truth as we keep marching on. We never can rest silent beneath the rocket's roar. We must sing our songs of freedom for now and evermore.